On June 25th, a protest was staged at the Embassy of Nigeria in Indonesia. Several members of the Nigerian community had reached out to the Citizens Forum expressing grievances on what led to the protest. All they wanted was the opportunity to be heard. Several infomercials have been put out announcing an immigration policy to accommodate foreigners who could not return to their home country and renew their stay due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, many Nigerians allege that they were still being harassed by host authorities.
Well, I'm just afraid that my emergency stay permit is no longer valid and I have to report to immigration office immediately.
Oh, don't worry, babe. Your emergency stay permit is still valid until further notice.
Protesters told the Citizens Forum that what had set out to be a peaceful protest at the embassy escalated after an altercation with a gatekeeper. But the problem still remains within the community. In seeking solution on a neutral ground, we extended an invitation to the former Minister for Aviation, Chief Osita Chidoka, to discuss issues facing Nigerians in Indonesia. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much. I'm happy
Yes,
to be here, and I look forward to an engaging conversation.
Absolutely. This is not political, as I had stated earlier, and we know you as one who is very keen. You have shown concern on this issue going on in Indonesia, and we are hoping that our people who tune in will be able to give you some kind of insight to the issues from the community. Hello, how are you? And where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Frank
Okay.
Perez, and I'm calling from Jakarta.
What are some of the issues that Nigerians are facing in Indonesia?
The immigration here, the way they are doing our people here is very, very bad. You understand? Like when I was coming here, at the airport, I have my visa, original visa, that they issue me the visa at Abuja, Maitama, Indonesia embassy. And getting to the airport, because we are Africans, then we just direct you to one of the room. You understand? Then we just pack us inside one room, start searching us. Then collected my wallet, searched my wallet. They saw $1,000 there. They collected $700. They give me back $300. I was begging them to understand, at least to even take 500 and give me 500. They asked me whether I want to go back to Nigeria, which I don't want to go back to Nigeria. You understand? So that is how I come in. I stayed
What
6
year was
months
this?
here. 2018. 2018. Yeah. I stayed 6 months here. I was at a city called Tangram City, City Light Apartment. The immigration come leaking in our apartment, about 30-story building. They broke my door, scatter everything. Tie us, as in the way they tie us, even our hand self, my hand near it here. You understand me? Now, inside, when they put us inside motor, then we go inside the room again. You understand? Then we go inside the room, then we search all your property, your bags, everything. Then take away my wallet, ATM card. My ATM card is inside. My national identity card is inside. My voter's card is inside. Then take away my wallet, my necklace, and my ring, watch, everything, even my shoe. They select the shoe, the one they know that is a quality one. Then we select that one and the sum of my clothes. And after I bail myself with 30 million rupiah. 30 million rupiah as at that year is 780,000 naira. And they take away my computer. They didn't return it back to me. It's only my international passport that they asked me what is my name. I told them my name and they give me back my international passport. I still have my landlord number here with me. You understand? So this is what we are facing here. And even after they collect this 30 million rupiah from you, maybe in 2 months' time or even the next week itself, if they still arrest you again, you still pay that money. It's not that then we arrest you, then we collect this money and they issue you a receipt, or even if it's a 1 year, Even if it's 1 year, that you can stay 1 year with this money that they collect from you. Nothing, they will not issue you anything. Then we even ask you not to go back to that apartment again because they don't want those people in that apartment to know that they collected money from you and free you. They will ask you to relocate another side. That you should not go back to the same apartment where they live, where they pack everybody. So this is what we are facing here. It's terrible, my brother. It's terrible. So that is my.
So that money that you paid, you never recovered it again. That money they took from you.
Yeah. 30 million rupiah, 780,000 naira. 6 months.
Explain
That
to
I
me.
spent 6 months.
Me,
Huh?
what visa did you come into Indonesia with? I mean, what
Well,
was this? Yes.
well, I come Indonesia with a business visa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but that fee they collected from you is illegal. It is not by government. It is by
It's not.
business.
It's not, but it's illegal. They are doing illegal work. It's not from government.
Okay.
Because if it's from government, my brother, we have other African countries that stays here that don't even have, that may not have this. Maybe their this thing is not. That don't have documents. You understand me? But all those people, when they arrest some other people, they just see us Nigerians as if whenever they see you, they see a kind of maybe crude oil or something like that. You understand me?
They don't do the same. They don't do the same to other African countries.
No, we have Cameroonian people here. They don't do them like that, my brother. They don't do them like that. When they arrest them, they have government official price. That even when they catch you, they can even collect that official price from you. And if they will leave you, then we leave you. If they will deport you, then we deport you. But when they see us Nigeria like this, their eye will just be tearing as if we are doing what again.
Interesting.
If I had known that this place is like this, there is no job, nothing, I wouldn't have even come here, self.
So what will you advise people in Nigeria? What will you advise people in Nigeria who want to travel out to Indonesia?
Especially Asia, except maybe you are going to a place that maybe there is work. Because some people, I know some of my friends that stays maybe in some other country that you can do work. But Asia countries, all this Asia, Indonesia, all this Malaysia, no work. You coming to this place is of no use. There is no work here. We are just here suffering. There is no work here. There's no work here, and sometimes our people, the agent that used to do visa to people, is what is part of the problem. They will not tell you what they are doing there, or this is that there is no job. They will just tell you, "Now this one come yesterday, come with money. This one come back yesterday, come with money." You understand? You will just put it, not knowing that there is no job here.
I'm calling from Jakarta, Indonesia. What we are passing through here in Indonesia is, in fact, is something that I don't even know how to describe it, because even criminals are not even treated that way. Just because of overstay, you will see how this immigration of Indonesia used to bungle people, especially Nigerians, treat us like a condemned criminal. As I'm talking to you now, even where I am now, we are into hiding, because the former place I'm staying, I managed to run away from there, and even my colleague that I'm staying with, they later caught the guy. So if there is any way you can help us, we Nigerians, because so many people are trapped in this country because of their passport have expired. So there's no money to renew or to even go back to Nigeria. And even when they caught you, they will not even allow you to go. They will still, can you imagine that an immigration officer will tell you, if you tell him that there's no money, he will tell you to tell your people at Nigeria to sell land so that they can bail you out. That's to tell you the extent at which the kind of treatment they are giving. They even use electric shock on we Nigerians.
Hello, good evening. Calling from Jakarta. Good evening, Chidi. Yamaragema.
Dalo.
Yeah.
Agree too.
Last year, the problem we're having in Indonesia is increasing on daily basis. Last year, with my valid paper, I was caught on May 25th last year, and I have my ticket, my returning ticket to go to Nigeria because I was preparing to go. They caught me in an apartment called Moy. They beat the hell out of me that day. And I paid money that same night to come out. The problem is, even with your paper here, once they saw you, that your 1 year paper is nothing. That your 60 days is nothing for them. You must pay. So, and people, they are very scared or even afraid or even tired of updating their paper every 60 days because since they stop us from going to Malaysia, they don't expect us to be going to Africa every 2 months. It's impossible. So, and they still take money and
Sorry. Let me understand this. Before you can go to Malaysia, renew your visa, and come back.
yeah, every 60 days
60 days.
you go to Malaysia. Yeah, and if your 1 year want to expire, you can go to Malaysia and get 1 year. So now they stop going to Malaysia. So if your paper expire, you must go to Nigeria to apply a new 1 year. But as of 3-4 years back, it wasn't like that. So the problem is increasing. It wasn't like that. I've spent not less than 6 to 7 years here, and ever since then, I have my valid visa. Ever since then. But I fall a victim last year, 25th May. So that's it. And our people, our embassy know what is going on. We have complained many times. They know what is going on. With your paper, you are not free. You are not. And once they mistakenly invade your house, all your property are gone. All your property are gone. Everything. I'm not lying against them. All your property are gone. Once they invade your house, they made away with anything that is new. Even their, whether it's their size or oversized, they don't care. So that's the problem we are facing here.
So what I hear you say is that even when you have valid papers, they do not respect.
Yes, that is the most painful part of it.
You can no longer go to Malaysia to renew your papers. You have to go all the way to Nigeria. And even if you do that, they still do not honor you. And when they hold, they loot your property, they extort money from you.
Exactly.
Yes.
My name is Emeka Mugoji. So I'm calling from Zanambra State. Good evening, Honorable.
Good evening.
Iko Bosi. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to be with you right now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, Joy, so I'll be very, very brief. Yeah. I've been a regular traveler to Indonesia. I've been traveling to Indonesia for the past 13 years, from 2007 till date. Before I proceed, so I want to start with as advice to our people living over there. I mean, our people living in Indonesia. Though the immigration, they are doing, as in they are accumulating our people. They have not been nice. They are very, very corrupt. The immigration are so corrupt. The police are so corrupt. And also our embassy, they are not helping matters. They are just as in feeling less concerned. They are not caring for Nigerian citizens over there. Now, the advice I have for our people is that they should know that they are in another person's country. So they have to comport themselves keep away from crime, so that you can be able to fight, or maybe as in pursue for your rights when they want to humiliate you or when they want to intimidate you.
Hello, Chief. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah. My name is Davinson. I'm from Anambra State. I live in Jakarta here.
Mhm.
So the problem that happened this recently here in Jakarta, one of our brother is from Anambra State also. Immigration came to his room. He live in a Daria tower for 9. So when immigration come to his house, then they bang on the door. The force they used to bang on this door, is make people so scared. You understand? So that was why the boy go to the back corner. The guy didn't want to jump off. He was trying to jump to the neighbor's back corner. So unfortunately for him, he didn't meet up in his target. That is why he have no option. Then, and as he was hanging there, he got tired and fell off. He don't want to jump to the floor down. He was trying to jump to the next people's house to save. That was what happened. And when the guy fell off, I was in the down there. Police have already connect all the place. They didn't want anybody to meet to see the guy, because when he fell, he didn't die immediately. Can you imagine that this guy stayed there in the floor down there for 3 hours plus, no assistant? They didn't want us to assist to the guy. They said they called the ambulance. Ambulance is not coming. I was even providing my own car to take him to hospital, so that they can give some, as an emergency treatment. So these people didn't want us to close to that guy. Don't want us. The management block us. The police block us. So where people was asking question, then the management don't want us to do anything. Sir?
Hold on, sir.
Okay.
So the people asking, why this wickedness? Is it because this guy is a black guy? Is a black man? That is why they cannot give him assistance. So Indonesia women around there started shouting, this is a human being. For 3 hours, somebody fell off from 9th floor. No assistant. They say they have oxygen here, but nobody to operate it. How can you, in the living house, people are living, you have an oxygen, don't have anybody to operate it? It's a very big lie. When people fell off from this apartment, within 20 minutes, ambulance will come here and pick them off. So one of our sisters who made complaint in this program the other day, he said that the guy was running, nobody didn't see any immigration. It's true, immigration knocked on his door. Then the one who happened on February, I was there also in the same tower. That guy, they picked him up. After 3 weeks, he has already paid about 600,000 naira. They leave him. Then on like 3 days ago, they called him that his in-law died. So this guy doesn't have money. We are in lockdown, no movement here. And the Indonesian immigration have announced that no overstay, no nothing. Everybody should stay in his house safe. Just keep the law about this pandemic. Be safety. Prepare, put yourself together. Don't move around. Now, why immigration still operating? That is my question. They came to this guy's house. So the guy was trying to move to the people who just want to jump to the next person also, as a pressure. He want to do pressure. Unfortunately, he fell down again and died. Now, we were waiting there asking question, what was happening? Immediately, those security in the apartment here, that already caught up with those immigrations, and one roommate of that guy that fell down. So they keep them in the security office. We went there. I myself went to there with in the security office. We asked why these people come here. They said they caught one Cameroon man, and after everything, Then the next day we go to the Nigeria embassy to make the complaint about what happened. Could you imagine that the Nigeria embassy, one of the consulants that talked to us, said to us that the guy don't have valid visa. That immigration also didn't tell him to jump. Even though immigration was at his door, immigration didn't tell him to jump. And these people tell us that there's nothing they can do about that. Nigeria embassy said this thing to us. After they hear this thing from the mouth of the consulant, I lose my hope in the Nigerian embassy totally. This is what then one of the sister asking, can we use lawyer and whatever to challenge this matter? He said, if you want to do it, it will be a personal issue. You understand? When the embassy told us that there's nothing they can do about that, I was wondering, wow, this is your citizen. Even though he don't have valid visa, but still Nigeria passport, why can't you do anything? Because I have to tell you, if it is other people country embassy, this thing happen. That day they will be here, make estimate, take information. Even though they don't have anything to do, but they put it in embassy as a documentation. They didn't come that day. Even this one that just happened recently, embassy Nigeria didn't come here also. Is that how embassy, what is the work of that embassy here?
At the instance of Chief Osita Chidoka, chairman of the Air Peace Airlines, Chief Allen Onyema joined the conversation to clarify that there were presently no evacuation plans out of Indonesia, which is contrary to the talk among members of the Nigerian community. Also, he condemned the property destruction at the embassy, stressing that violence had no place in a civilized society.
My fellow Nigerian people, I greet you all. Up to this moment, there has not been any contact with government on your side. I don't know, maybe because of what happened out there, but government gets across to me about your case where I'm bringing you. I'll deploy, even if it's deploying 2 planes at a time, I'll do that. Come and take you out. But I don't know what the issues were, whatever they must have done to you to necessitate when we all saw television worldwide, which was very unfortunate. I'm a non-violence practitioner. I don't support violence, no matter the provocation. You people must have been annoyed for one thing or the other. But the best way to sort the issue out is not what we saw on television. So I think you have to do with that which is honorable. If you feel you've done anything wrong, if you feel anybody has wrong, the best way to address it is not going to do what I saw on television, breaking houses, destroying things. No. Violence has no place in a civilized world.
When we receive any information towards evacuating them from the government, we send our planes down there. But before this, I said that I don't support violence in any way. The images we saw on television worldwide is not something to be proud of. No matter the provocation, I don't know what happened between them and the embassy. Be that as it may, that was not called for at all. That particular show of violence in Indonesia didn't advertise our nation in the best possible way, ever. So those who did this should do the honorable thing and apologize to the government and people of Nigeria. That is my advice to them. Once the right things are done and the government of President Buhari is a magnanimous government, they've stood by everyone to make sure Nigerians are treated fairly. We'll come there and get them. And I'm sure the government will help. But I'm not think like you are going to depend on the government to bring you back at the government cost. I'm just telling you because I don't have any other avenue to use in communicating this to you. What has been happening over time, even in America, their people had to pay for their evacuation. So I don't know if a preferential treatment will be given to you or not. But what I know is that everybody takes care of his repatriation. But that's not even the issue. The fact that you want to come back, the government must be involved. The embassy you attacked must be involved. It's the embassy that will make it happen for you. Get in touch with the government of Indonesia to give you a free passage. You need to do the honorable thing and apologize to the embassy of Nigeria in Indonesia and get them. You can select some members of your group to go and do just that so that they can help you, because those same people are the people that will work for you. Even some of you who have issues with the government of Indonesia, who have been incarcerated and released, or who are still undergoing incarceration, it's only the government that can get you out from that place. Only the government. So you really need to do that, which is needful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Allen. I'm grateful that at a very short notice you came on the call. Our plan is to continue to do these engagements to see how we can help our people in Indonesia to find those of them who are there. The views that have come in here is that there are really there's no work in Indonesia. Those who are in Nigeria trying to migrate, there are really no opportunities for them in Indonesia. And they should please stay back in Nigeria. And those who are there, many of them said on this show that they are willing to come back. Their passports have expired. The embassy has not been listening to them. Trust has broken down between the embassy and the people. And I'm going to continue to mediate between them to calm down the young people, to apologize for their violence, but also to get the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to find somebody who can be their envoy or mediator to sort out this group, identify them, and prepare to bring them back to Nigeria. I think that is that would be one way forward. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your response to this and your availability to do as you have always done to help Nigerians across the world. Airpeace has become the pride of Nigerians. When I see the colors of Airpeace packed in foreign airports, I feel proud as a Nigerian. So I want you to please keep flying that flag, and we'll continue to support your endeavor and your business, and particularly your eagerness to deploy that resource to helping Nigerians. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my brother. You've been very supportive to us right from when you were the Minister of Aviation. I remember how you saved Airpeace with a stroke of the pen when some people were ganging up against us to get us out and stop our growth even before we started germinating. Without you, maybe there won't be any Airpeace today, because you really did a lot, just like the present minister is also very helpful to us. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
As callers took turns to state their grievances, Chairman of the Nigerian community in Indonesia joined the conversation.
I'm Mr. Okafor Joseph Carlo, Chairman Nigerian community in Indonesia. We have been writing the embassy and we've been having meetings with the embassy. The problem that Nigerian community, the first problem we had was with Mr. Balogun, our ambassador that just left. He was here for 7 months and he did not even care to address Nigerians here. I wrote him personally. I asked him, Your Excellency, why is it taking you so long to call your children and advise them? They got angry with me. The letters are here. If there's any opportunity, I can send out the letters, all our correspondence with the embassy. Until he left, he did not work for 1 day address Nigerians.
He stayed 7 months, right? He stayed 7 months.
7 months before I wrote that letter. Even after writing that letter for a year plus, he did not do anything about that. And Nigerians here still feel extorted by our embassy because there are dues.
Sorry, how long did he stay in Indonesia in all? How long did the Balogun stay in Indonesia?
He stayed for 2 years and around 2 years and 5 months.
Did he eventually meet with the community? Did he eventually meet?
He did not. He did not. He met with the executive of Nigerian community, yes, sometimes at our own request. At our own request. But there was never a time he called Nigerians. He gathered Nigerians and addressed us. And that was exactly what I personally was asking him to do. So the issue of Nigerians here, and that made me make reference to Esther, was that Esther said there are a lot of inconsistencies in what she said. She talked about chop chop. She talked about breaking immigration laws. It's not just peculiar to Nigerians here. What Nigerians were doing was what they met on ground. There are so many other African nations, their nationals that are here, other foreigners that are here. They do the same thing. And the star has been involved in all these things. I will send you a letter. We have an organization, even our organization here, our embassy had, they wrote us and told us that they had dissolved the Nigerian community here, which they know nothing about, and they are not members. Then I replied them and told them they could not do that because we have a constitution. And they are the people that have been discouraging Nigerians from meeting and advising ourselves. That is the major problem we have. We have made so many suggestions on how Nigerians that are coming to Indonesia could come easily and have the fear of breaking the laws. We don't want to be part of it, but then we can still play a part in guiding Nigerians who are coming here. But it seems most of them at the embassy there, they have an agenda. They don't listen to us and they can't do the right thing. A Nigerian has a problem in immigration, we go to the embassy, we advise the embassy on what to do, ask the embassy to visit Nigeria, they tell you they have to write to Abuja first, to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Ministry of Foreign Affairs writes to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Indonesia. Then Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Indonesia writes to immigration before it gets back to the embassy. How long would that take? But other nationals do not stay at immigration detention for more than 24 hours. You see their embassy come, but our embassy doesn't care. They are not doing anything here. They don't regard Nigerians here. All they know is that Nigerians are just criminals. Everybody is a criminal because they have the opportunity. No country employs more than 30% of our population. But you have to create a conducive atmosphere for other people, the other part of your population to exist, to survive. In Nigeria, it's not there. There is no electricity. Tell me which country in the world today can survive economically without electricity. We all know all these problems. A country that cannot give herself energy for the people to work. Why are you blaming people who are leaving the country? Many Nigerians come here hoping to get a job as directed by their agents, not knowing that they are being misled. There's no job here, no job opportunity. However educated you are, you hardly can get a job in Indonesia because they love themselves. They would prefer to give the job to their own people. But do we know how many Indonesians are working in Nigeria today? Ask the embassy, the population of Indonesians in Nigeria. They are working in most of the factories in Nigeria and even oil company and electricity companies in Nigeria. We know how they arrange all these things here. Those are positions that could have been taken by Nigerians. They are giving them out to foreigners. Yet they are blaming Nigerians that are leaving the shores of Nigeria. I mean,
so what is the way forward for the Nigerians that are in Indonesia?
The way forward for Nigerians in Indonesia, many of them want to leave Indonesia.
Huh?
Many of them want to go back to Nigeria.
Okay, can you get a list of those that want to go back so that we know we are dealing with numbers? Not when we now say they are planning evacuation, many of them will say they are not going again.
Okay, I will surely do that, and in a very, very short time.
Okay.
The embassy had asked us to do that, but the embassy has no information about how the process has to be carried out. We talked with them severally. They said those that wanted to leave this place had to buy their ticket from Jakarta to Kuala Lumpur. If you are buying your ticket from here to Kuala Lumpur and you don't have the ticket from Kuala Lumpur onwards to Nigeria, no airline is going to accept you.
Because they are planning in Malaysia, they are planning a lift from Malaysia, from Kuala Lumpur. They are planning to lift Nigerians with airpeace from Kuala Lumpur. So I don't know if they mean to go and join that flight. But
exactly, that is exactly what the embassy is suggesting.
Yes, we can find out.
But how do you go about it? The embassy doesn't know. Always they tell you they are communicating with the Nigerian High Commission in Kuala Lumpur, and they've not been able to give them the fare.
Two key issues. Have the Nigerians in Indonesia apologized to the Foreign Affairs for that violence at the embassy?
We won't apologize to them for anything.
Okay. All right. Now, I just wanted to know that. Now,
we won't apologize. They have been bringing the police to me.
Yes.
They did not see me there, and it was not organized by the Nigerian community. The police has been coming to my office almost every day. And immediately that thing happened, the embassy invited me. I went to the embassy.
Yes.
We had a meeting. Specifically, Madam Beatrice Achibong, who is the charger face now.
Yes.
She invited me. I went there. And we discussed what happened. They asked me what I knew about it. And I told them nothing, that I knew nothing about it. Irrespective of having told them that, they still invited the police against me. They invited the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to me. And they have been coming to my office every day. I'm going to expose them. I'll tell everything they are doing in the embassy there.
Okay.
So they've been extorting Nigerians here. They are only interested in extorting Nigerians here. And I have the proof.
What I hear from you, Nigerians are willing to depart.
Good.
The action at the embassy was not organized by the Nigerian community. It was a
no. And they know it.
Spontaneous mob action.
That's right.
There is no trust between the Nigerian embassy and the people in the community. So the minister can send a special delegate to come and figure out how to bring Nigerians back from Indonesia. Is that going to work?
Welcome that. We welcome that. I really appreciate. Thank you very much.
I'm very, very glad to be in your presence this evening, Mr. Osita Chidoka. But deep inside my heart, I'm very, very disappointed with our embassy here. I'm very, very disappointed. A lot of things have been happening here. A lot of things have been happening here. If you go around the world, Indonesia had highest immigrants around the world, more than Nigeria. If you go to Malaysia, they have more than 5,000 Indonesian immigrants, but they're not treating like that, like they're treating us in Indonesia. Who are the cause? Our people. Our people are the cause. Because we like money more than everything. Our people have become an agent. They're telling Indonesian people how to take money from us. Staying in a country without a valid visa was never a big offense. Once they arrest you, they will inform your embassy that your citizen can be arrested It's the right of our embassy to come and defend us. Okay, report them through the due process. But our embassy is not doing like that. Before I was in Malaysia, I was catched by a police officer. They write a letter to our embassy. They couldn't come. The police officer told me, we have informed your embassy that you are here, but your embassy could not even come to help you. Before I get a lawyer, after 2 weeks, I'm out. So our embassy did not really care about us here. Once they see a Nigerian and you are an Igbo man, what they will tag you is that you are doing something illegal in this country. Can you tell me that If it is okay, let me. If I say something now, people will be telling I'm talking about something Biafra. This is not issue of Biafra. This is about Igbo people. When you can you tell me that if it's an Hausa man that is going through what we are passing through in Indonesia, that our embassy will not intervene?
What happened with the embassy here was not something all the Nigerians here agreed on. And from what I heard, I did not go there. It was just few group of people who felt that what I've been doing to them is very wrong, and they needed to like protest. So they went there. And according to what I heard, one of the security guy there stabbed a Nigerian because they were asking them to open the gate peacefully. They wanted to speak to the ambassador, but that didn't happen. They didn't give them any attention. So when one of the Protestants was injured, so that was what led to the violence there, according to what I heard, because I wasn't there. So, but the point I'm trying to make here is that they created a group some weeks ago. That was, I think, last week, of people that are willing to go back to Nigeria. And could you believe that almost more than 400 people were already in the group in less than 48 hours? And I know that so many people do not join the group, which I know that if they take a proper accountability of people that want to evacuate from this country, that Nigerians that want to go home, we might even get like more than 600 people. So many people are frustrated.
Yes, good evening. My name is
Good
John
evening.
Onyema.
Okay.
My complaints are the brutality from the immigration, which is the major thing people have.
Are you in Indonesia?
Yes, I'm in Indonesia.
Okay. How long have you been in Indonesia?
I've been in Indonesia for 5 years now.
Excellent.
My complaints should start with the immigration brutality, which is the major thing our people have been facing here. So the immigration, they really terrorize the Nigerians here, if I would start with that. And I would like the Nigerian government to look into that. Then secondly, it's concerning the, what do they call them? The Nigerian embassy. I feel they are not doing enough for the citizens here. Because from last year to this point, we have lost about 6 people in the immigration process. And these people who we lost, last year there was a case. They were chasing a guy and that guy was killed. And they termed it that the guy was knocked down. But it was in the process of chasing that guy died. So secondly, there was still a case of people jumping from their homes. Then we had this issue of this COVID season, whereby people are at home and you would take the people and risk them to get infected with the COVID. The country has already made it known that people should be left in the house. People should not be arrested. But they took the laws into their hands because most of these people who do these immigration jobs are not immigration. Most of them are civilians who come on board and try to extort money from our people. So I would like our embassy to do more, because when these things happen, our embassies, they don't come out to speak out for us. So it's a big problem for us. So that is what
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Yep. Thank you. Sir, would you like to make a comment to that, or can we move on to the next caller?
Let's move on. Yes.
Okay. Well, I thank you, John Oyedi. Thank you for your input. It's well noted.
Calling from Indonesia, Tangerang specific. I've been here for more than 10 years.
Excellent.
The simple solution is easy. I've told the embassy before now, the Nigerian community or the embassy should make sure all the agents who are working, who are doing these immigration jobs, are written. They invite them and ask them, give them a condition for them to stop this game. Because if the agents stop this work which they are doing, this problem will be over. Because when the immigration pick people up, they pick them up this week, next month again they pick them up. If there is no agent going there to intervene on their behalf, the immigration will stop picking Nigerians up. You understand? It's very simple. And secondly, the truth is bitter. Documentation here is one of the most easy thing to do here in Indonesia. It's one of the most easiest thing to do here in Indonesia. It's just that our black brothers make life so difficult for our people. There is also what they call this stamp stuff. I don't want to mention somebody's name. They do stamp for these people, and immediately when the immigration sees those stamps, they know it's fake. So if all these things can stop, our people are the one creating problem for ourselves. They gave the opportunity to the Indonesia immigration to oppress them. When you get a fake stamp, the immigration knows it's a fake stamp. They make do with it, because there's a law that governs it, which is approximately 5 years.
Let me rehash the two key issues, solutions you offered. One, we should stop the agents from going to seek for the release
all
of
immigration, yes, including the Indonesia agent.
Yes,
including the Indonesia agent. And two,
the processing of documents is easy and can
very
be done.
easy.
Follow the process.
Yeah, can be done. Yeah. But our brothers make life so difficult by charging them excessively.
Okay, brothers
to register a company here.
Brothers who do immigration work are charging our people.
Excessively. It's very easy to set up a company here and start your business. Less than $500, you can set up a company and start your business, get your documents done. So the Nigeria community should also organize, they should reorganize themselves properly and say the truth at the right time.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you for your all the effort and being the voice of the speechless here. So what I really want to say is this: it's not easy for a pastor to come online and begin to say some certain things. I have big men of God here. I have bigger pastors here, but none of them can speak up. We have people, important personalities here that are supposed to voice out, but many of them are just moods. You know, what I want to say, sir, is this. Thank you for coming online, and thank God for bringing you. And the God that I brought you knows why he brought you. People here, most of my brothers here, most of them are really in pain. Most of them are really in pain. You see, if most of them here are not educated, most of them here, this is their first time of traveling. So they've been humiliated. They don't know who to run to. You know, so going straight to the point, to bring solution and how to bring solution, I would suggest personally, number one is that our embassy here has to sit up. Our embassy, because if embassy, you see the authority here, they respect the embassy. They respect the embassy. If our embassy should sit up, you know, and make a demand, you see all this stress will come down. Because what is happening to us here, most of our people here, is number one, is because they look down on Nigerians. They look down on us because whatever is happening to us, nobody comes to question them. Nobody question their authority. We have many African countries here. None of them are being treated the way Nigerians are being treated here. You know, I hear people say that people jump down from building. They did not jump, they fell. They fell. A young man cannot just get up and jump from 9-story building. It's out of frustration, out of fear, out of tension. You know, and it's unfair. They are human beings. You know, they are not animals. They left their homes. They left parents. They know what they are here for.
My name is Anthony, calling from Jakarta. Mr. Chidoka, I greet you, sir. I'm happy to see you online today. The issue we are facing is sensitization, like the last caller said. Our people are being misled. So many of us travel to this country for greener pasture, and so many of us have been promised a good job and so many opportunities, but it's quite unfortunate that many will come here and face the opposite side of what they are being told. I think so many other countries, there are human rights. human rights in the sense that immigration will come to your house. They will have what is called warrants to come to your house. But here, I found out most of them will come to your house. They will just break your door.
Good evening from here, sir. My name is Kenneth Walker. Somebody was saying getting Indonesia paper is very easy. It's a very big lie. You came from your home with the hope of surviving. In getting to the entrance of the country, the immigration will strip you all what you came with. Your BTA, maybe $1,500. They will collect everything from you and left you with empty-handed. How do they want you to survive? In the process, maybe you came into the country trying to survive. The next thing, immigration start bossing your house. Me now, let me say, it's not been a month that I came out from immigration custody. I hardly work. I hardly work now because of the beating, the torture, and everything. Even the thing is even affecting me psychological aspect of it, because whenever I hear a sound of breeze, I will feel like the immigration and my mind will just fly. It's the torture is much. The best thing is here is maybe evacuate us. Many people want to go, no job there, nothing.
I hear all of you loud and clear, and I hope we will reconnect again soon as I engage with the minister and the ministry to see what are the options available and how he can rebuild trust between the Nigerians in Indonesia and the embassy, because we really need the embassy to participate in whatever we're going to do going forward. So I thank you all, but I want to tell you, do not lose hope. You haven't done the wrong thing. I'm a supporter of immigration. We must find legal methods of immigration. We must promote actively our 200 million population. We must promote actively for the world to lower the bars on allowing freedom of movement, so long as we have freedom of goods. Otherwise, if we can't move freely, then goods should not move freely. Trade should be done in such a way that each country can also be a good production area. So thank you very much, and keep the hope alive. Stay away from violence. Come down from attacking the embassy and its officers and its officials. I believe that at the end of the day, we're going to find a middle ground to give succor to the Nigerians in Indonesia. All I have heard here, I can see that preponderance of those I've seen here are Igbo young men, and I will speak out strongly to make sure that the government does something to at least allow those who want to go home go, and then also engage the Indonesian government to respect Nigerians that are in Indonesia. Otherwise, we request the Nigerian government to retaliate to Indonesians who are working in Nigeria. If the Indonesian government will not follow basic human rights, extorting Nigerians at the entry to Indonesia is wrong. Entering people's houses without a warrant is wrong. Not respecting human rights is against everything that is noble in human beings. Also, the world has come to the point that migrants and itinerant workers have rights, and you must respect those rights. So I wish you all the best and look forward to coming back to you soon with some specific news on how to go forward. I believe the chairman of the association in Indonesia will be a good contact point, and through Joy, we will all be able to come back here to maybe a communal conversation.
Joy John in Washington, D.C.